Hi, I'm Bethany Wallace, and I'm here today with my friend Corrigan Revels. Thanks for joining me, Corrigan.
Hey, glad to be here.
And I am so excited to have Corrigan here because I think Corrigan is a guy who's got more than meets the eye. And what I mean by that is that when I met him, I was doing some training for the Department of Higher Ed. I think this was like in 2017, about 2018, something like that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And we were both sitting in the back of the room. I don't know what that says, but maybe we're bad students. But but we kind of got to chatting during the little meet who you're sitting next to part. And I learned that Corrigan was not just a career coach. That was his day job at the time, but that he also had a little side business as an entrepreneur and artist. And he was a talented filmmaker and also photographer. And that really piqued my interest because I'm a small business owner and I had kind of recently rebranded myself and my business, and I really was looking for somebody to produce a short video for me to promote my business and kind of like a marketing 1-minute video. So I hired Corrigan. He did that video for me. It was wonderful. I still use it. And he also did some photography for me, and he was great at it, and his wife helped too. And they were great because I honestly am horrible at memorizing any kind of script or anything. And so they were very patient with me through that whole process. And you can't even tell that I really stunk at that when you watch the video. So I would definitely recommend him if you need help with that. But I brought him here today and asked him to do this video with me, an interview, because he has even more than that going on that I think is really interesting, especially considering the times that we live in today. And I wanted him to share it with all of you. So let's go ahead and get to it. First of all, Corrigan, can you tell everyone what you do in your day job? What is your job title, the role, the scope, and things like that?
So I recently accepted the position at UA Little Rock as the Assistant Director for Student Leadership and Development. And so that position entails, I guess you could say, like three components. So one of the main ones is the Chancellor's Leadership Corps, which is a a scholars program that's been there. I want to say longer than I've been alive, and it's a really cool organization or scholars program that basically supports and helps students prepare for leadership roles while they're in college and also once they cross the stage and enter into their career fields. CLC scholars, when I was in undergrad, they were known for being leaders of organizations, being one of the main individuals and organizations to support the university in service projects, just so an overall well-rounded program. And so that I serve as the coordinator over that program, which serves 100 plus students every year, honestly. And overall, and one great core component of the organization is that we thrive off of peer mentorship, which was very impactful for myself when I was in undergrad. So CLC Scholars Program is something I oversee. The other organization I oversee is the Student Activities Board. And so basically, it's student led. It's a student led organization that basically helps lead and put on different campus events and programs. And I also was a part of pretty much the same program, just a different name at the same institution when I was in undergrad. And I had a lot of fun with that. So definitely being able to work with that organization again in more of an advisory role is something that I'm really looking forward to. And so that's that organization. And then lastly, I am responsible for all registered student organizations. So that can range 100 plus, depending on if they're active or not. And so that entails helping them out with making, very vital decisions when it comes to programming, when it comes to recruiting, um, just across the board, as much as I can serve. That's more so what I look forward to giving them the most. So, and of course, as always, that thing of like, with other responsibilities applying, coming along with the position and stuff like that. So that's my daytime job, and basically I've been there a little bit over a month, and honestly, I'm truly just glad to be home, serving, my alma mater and everything, and that's what I do during the daytime. So yeah.
That is a big job.
Yes.
You could split that up into 3 jobs.
Yes.
ULR. Just saying. Okay. But that's higher ed, right?
Yeah.
So, and then in addition to your day job, you have Revels Ambition. So
Yes.
I want you to tell my audience and readers, because this will be on my blog for my business and then on my YouTube channel too. So tell everybody who sees this interview or reads it, what is Revels Ambition all about? Who is your perfect client or target audience? And then what do you really love to do for them?
So Rebels Ambition is simply my production company, if you will. I actually came up with the name in undergrad when I was starting to produce different projects for organizations, especially Greek organizations. So, I want to be like, what you see on TV is like, what's my brand, And the way I came about the name, which is, of course, my last name, because you really don't hear about anyone with that last name nowadays. Um, and also ambition. So there's a song called Ambition by Wale, who's a hip hop artist. And I remember when I first heard the song, I just really, the words with it, especially the chorus, like it really hit deep, like, because the main thing he would keep on saying is like, they're going to love me for my ambition. And in a sense, that's always been my mindset of, no matter how you feel about me, or what you thought about me, or how you wanted to feel about me in the beginning, you're gonna love me for my work and what I do, and everything else, and you're gonna respect that. And so the word ambition always has resonated with me on a personal level, and so I came up with Rebels Ambition. I'm pretty sure I asked some friends like, "Hey, how you feel about these two things together?" And he was like, "Yeah, like, I like that." I was like, "Cool." So that's how the title, or I guess the name, came about for my production company. And of course, moving forward to do things the right way or whatever. I need to register and get my LLC and everything. And so that's what came about. Um, I guess initially, especially in undergrad, I didn't have it in my head that I would be producing projects for like nonprofits or different organizations or, small businesses and everything. In my head, it's like I'm gonna graduate out of undergrad, may or may not go to grad school for film, but other than that, one day when you go to the theaters, you're going to see Rebels Ambition and you seeing a narrative film. That's what was going to come about. So, but God has had other plans in a certain sense, and me producing things for other people that wasn't related in a narrative realm or storytelling realm has continued after undergrad. So I've went on to produce a lot of projects for mostly nonprofits, which I really do enjoy. Um, and I've done things, as you mentioned earlier, for small businesses as well. And so it's been cool. I feel like if anything, I've grown a lot when it comes to uh, learning how to use the camera more, editing skills, being aware of certain things that I just need to be aware of, I guess you can say. And so, even though it wasn't what I intended in the first place by creating Rebels Ambition, well, what I wanted Rebels Ambition to be, I will say I've benefited from it a lot, because with me learning how to do more things with the camera is turned around and allow me to produce things on a narrative sense with my short films better. Like I truly believe I've grown all three times that I produced all three of my short films. And so, as far as target audience, I'm really open to anything for the most part. I will say the only thing that I don't pursue um, intentionally is music videos. And the only reason why is because I do see, like, I even had classmates that did it, and I see other people that's even better than me when it comes to being behind the camera. Um, they're doing that, and I'm the type of person that's like, hey, if it's good enough people, if there's a good amount of people that's doing it already, then really there's no need for me to really just jump into that realm. Just let them have their lane, because I know what I'm doing. Not too many people are doing this. So I really don't have like a specific audience or clientele um, for Rebels Ambition and stuff. So, and was there a third component? I can't remember if I.
Oh, so what do you like doing for clients?
What I like doing for clients is not just being the camera guy. And I feel like, over time when I work with certain individuals, like, I'm starting to be more vocal about that. I used to, especially just because, I'm thinking of it as a service, even though of course I'm getting paid, but I'm like, I'm being this videographer for this person or wherever like that. But I've had to kind of step back and be like, hey, you can write. Your main thing is directing. It's not even just a camera. So if you're able to help make projects better, especially if you're, allotted a good amount of time, then, offer that insight, because it can, take it to the next level, or you can help it can help my client's vision reach another level, or reach goals that they didn't even think about. So um, overall, I just truly enjoy talking to some, going from just the process, I guess you could say, like literally them telling me verbally or emailing me, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is the vision, and then we get down to filming everything, get into the editing space and do my thing, and it comes out and it's exactly or more than what they wanted. So that's something that I truly enjoy, and I just feel like as a filmmaker, just across the board, that's just what you enjoy. Like, especially like I think about like even in the editing time period, like you have, even though you filmed everything, it's still a whole bunch of random puzzle pieces and sound bites that you have to moving puzzle pieces that you have to put together and make sure it makes sense, sound correctly, edited, as best as it can be and makes sense, and literally it all started with a thought, So I guess that's what I enjoy the most, is just like seeing the end result, or definitely within the editing space, seeing the true vision come to fruition.
Awesome. Yeah, and you are really good at that too, I will say. Like, I think that's the benefit of someone hiring you as an expert, is they're not just hiring somebody who knows how to work a camera, but
Right.
hiring somebody who can drive a vision and lead with one, because so many times, I mean, I know for myself too, like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I need you to tell me, like,
Yeah.
no, having you walk through a field of flowers and talk about that is a terrible idea. Instead, you should do this and this and this or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so then okay, so you've got your day job, you have Rebels Ambition, and then there's this other piece, and all this is, of course, in addition to your personal life. But then there's this other piece of your nonprofit organization. And that is what I'm kind of most excited about, that I want you to tell everyone about. So can you tell us about the nonprofit, how it got started, how you even got the idea for it, and then what you're doing with it right now?
Yeah. So, just going back to what I, just said about my intentions with my organization, like ideally, I, what was and what still is, my goal, if it's related to anything in media, is telling stories. And so, the only downside to that, or tough side to that, I guess you could say, is that I am young, I'm a Black male, and I am in Arkansas trying to pursue um, the filmmaking career that I desire, um, and stuff like that. Like that, like I got all those things, and I'm trying to do that, and more so, it's not even more so my, I will say, my color and my age to a certain degree that hinders me from that, but definitely the location. And when I say location, I'm not saying like it's just super far from like LA, Cali, I mean, Cali or Atlanta or anything like that. It's more so of that it's not too many people that look like me, or not too many people that are doing what I want to do, um, that it's easy for me to connect with, um, to be able to receive mentorship in that realm. So basically, honestly, if you want to just put it in a nutshell, like literally, I've been open to mentorship and getting to where I want to go in life from roughly at least 2013 to now. And I've been to a couple of film festivals. I've been to different workshops. I've been to different programming and stuff like that. And so, just me realizing how hard that even I myself am having, trying to find a mentor within the field, uh, made me step back and realize that, hey, I'm definitely not the only one. And so realizing that, and understanding that literally, like, you don't, because I'm seeing different people from Texas, Atlanta, Louisiana, Mississippi, they made it. And yeah, they may have been at a certain school, they may have helped them out, or just at the right place at the right time type of thing. Um, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's fair that your location should be, a make or break on you getting into the film industry or pursuing whatever filmmaking goal that you desire or that you have, I guess.
Sure.
And so, with all of that, thinking of that, that's what led me to wanting to put something together to develop a pipeline from Hollywood to Arkansas. And not even Hollywood, but just in the film industry, wherever it's at across the country, to Arkansas. So therefore, someone knows that if they're able to take certain steps or go to certain things, that maybe it can get them just a little bit closer. Nothing is guaranteed, but at least the opportunity is there. And so 2019, well, summer of 2018, it was in the afternoon, and it really was just bothering me again. Like, I'm getting frustrated, like, man, like, I'm trying to find someone, um, you know, it shouldn't be this hard. Like, what am I gonna do? There's other people that's reaching out to me that want me to mentor them, but I mean, I can only get them so far. Literally, it's like I can tell them so much, and the rest they can learn on YouTube, and
Yeah.
be fine. And so basically, it was like July, because it was like about maybe a month after our wedding. I was just sitting there and I was like, man, like something else needs to go on. And so, literally, I feel like God just told me, like, hey, it's time for you to make your own. Like, stop trying to wait on other organizations to do what you wish they would do, or would make a part of their agenda and stuff like that. And so basically, I finally decided that, hey, I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to make my own. And literally, it went from, I'm telling you, like, make your own to like, okay, Arkansas Minority uh, Film Association, to when I mentioned it to my wife the same day, she was like, well, you should add arts because they're, you know, I know you're going to be wanting to cover different art related things that's connected to film. And so um, make sure that you possibly include that maybe in your title or your name. And I was like, man, it makes sense. And so that's how initially, you know, I came up with the Arkansas Minority Film and Arts Association. And so because it is true, it's so many arts that come together to make a film what it is, not let alone STEM related things that make a film what it is. And so, so that's how it came about. But it didn't become official until January, I think January 29th, in 2019. And so that's how it came about, you know, registered it and everything like that. And honestly, it's just been a hustle ever since then, like recruited great individuals to be on my board. My wife is, you know, associated with, you know, us is putting things together. I have two other friends that are, three other friends that are on board as well. Um, and so like, we're just hustling to make it happen. And basically the overall mission of the organization is to help enhance the exposure and skills of filmmaking for people of color. And so last summer, we were able to have our first physical program. And we screened the Dreamland documentary, which is a great documentary, especially for those people that's in Arkansas and those of you who are definitely from Little Rock. I highly recommend that you watch the Dreamland documentary. You can actually watch it on ARPBS website, or you can actually go to their YouTube channel and check that out. But it's really cool. So we screened that, and that was a pretty cool experience to really just get an event under our belt. And then kind of hit some bumps in the road by trying to get our 501c3 and stuff like that, so we can afford to be able to do additional events, especially for a film festival that I want to put together, because there is a sense of like a film weekend film festival that other organization does, but the competition component has never really just been there. They have like a different way that they want to do it. So me, myself, I would have loved, I wanted to bring the whole vibe of film festival back to Little Rock and stuff like that. So we wasn't able to do that 2019, but thankfully things have been set in place. And honestly, because of COVID, it's made us think a little bit deeper on, you know, how can we not lose out on 2 years of not having a film festival? And so with the earlier partnership that we had brought different ideas to mind, and connecting with another organization, I'm happy to announce that we will be having our first inaugural, our inaugural film festival this fall. So, it'll be September 17th through the 19th, virtually.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So can anyone, I mean, I know it's virtual, but can anyone attend or,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like, so should be coming out this week on all the ticket details and everything. But yeah, like anybody can attend. Basically, we're going to be taking the short film route. And so how it be categorized is narrative shorts, docs, web series, and any film that you made with your cellular device. And so it'll be 4 categories, but we're going to double that because speaking from experience, sometimes you have things that may be close to you or competitions that you run across, and you as a young filmmaker or not as financially supported as in, being able to put out a certain quality that you want and everything like that, you may be discouraged because you're going against these yeah, they're independent filmmakers, but they are killing it, and they have a great team around them. And sometimes, quality does get the best recognition, no matter how good your story is. And so, um, all that being said, we're going to basically double that. So it's going to be made in Arkansas section. So anybody that's living in Arkansas, um, or even from Arkansas that would like to that would like to enter into the film festival, you can enter just in Arkansas, which would be the natural section, or you can do it in general and stuff. So we're just trying to be open-minded and reach people where they are.
Okay, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And so tell me, obviously people can support the film festival. And do you know the price yet for purchasing tickets for that?
The prices are being finalized, but it will be reasonable. We're just trying to wait on one part of the festival to be finalized before we release our tickets and everything. But yes, so you will be able to purchase tickets online. It'll be all tickets will be online, and you'll just register it, and you'll be good to go. It'll be pretty simple process as registering for an online virtual conference. Honestly, nowadays they were used to that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it'll be accessible in that way, and then just look forward to being able to have access to all of the finalists. So there'll be up to 5 finalists per category that we'll film all of their films at selected times, or you'll have access to, like, we'll probably have a certain time that we'll screen them all possibly, but then besides that, you will have access after it's been screened.
Okay.
And so you'll be able to see all the great work across the country that we're looking forward to individuals submitting, and then also we will have 2 or 3 programming opportunities on the side. Hopefully, people are really or attendees will really look forward to those. I'm excited about it. So that's how it'll be. Um, and more details and stuff will be out, like I said, on our social media soon, and our website should be up and running by hopefully no later than the end of this week. So you'll be able to see things that we plan on doing, things that we have done, and also how you can support if you would like to support financially, or if you would like to just share our website and our social medias with your locations. We would love that as well. Or heck, you never know. I think I may be wrong. I think it's a thing I think like called 4 degrees of separation or something. Like it's always like you're always 4 people apart from like the person that you see or something like that or whatever. And so you never know. Like say if you know someone that would love to be, to help with the team or whatever, we would love for to have some discussions about that as well. So a lot of ways that we receive support and help. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't ever know who's connected to whom and
Mm-hmm.
and how it can work. I mean, like while we were just talking, when you started talking about mentors and stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to send him, because I know 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. You may already know them, but I'm like, I'm going to send him 2 people's names
Okay.
who are filmmakers in Arkansas. And I'm like, why have I never connected them? And then also I have a friend who's in LA who is an actor. I was like, why have I never ever connected him? But it's like sometimes you just need to start having conversations
Right.
about this stuff before you start thinking about connecting people.
Exactly.
And so that's where I think like sharing stuff on social media is so helpful. It's not about just doing somebody a favor of like putting their stuff out there. I mean, yes, that is nice to do, but it's more about hoping that there's somebody out there who sees it, who makes the connection, or they go ahead and do the favor and share it and pass it on, and then eventually, like you said, like those degrees of separation or degrees of connection. You could get spread, and then eventually somebody sees it who can actually do something with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You just have to be, like sometimes like within people that within the realm of like mentorship or supporting people, I feel that sometimes people overthink what that is. Um, and there's so many different ways that you can do that. Like people think, well, I don't have time to, physically be there or this, that, and other, but you may know someone that can physically be there to help in that realm, and you connecting that person with that person, that was a success right there. So it's just the little things, and it's more so just like doing something instead of just completely not even thinking about, like, not even giving yourself time to think about what can you do instead of focusing on what you can't do.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I don't consider myself your mentor, but what I think of it is like, I like taking an active interest in
Hmm.
people. When I see somebody who's younger than me, or has less experience than me, but they're in a similar role or something, or industry or whatever, and I see like that person has ambition, wah, wah, um, or they're like a hungry, driven person, and they have potential or whatever, um, then I'm like, that's a person who's worth investing in, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't, I mean, and I say, have said this before to people, that if I put myself out there and use my contacts to try to help somebody, then I believe that they have potential, and, there's something there, because when and I think that's why it's always like so important. I'll tell like students of mine this, like, make sure you say thank you and stuff like this to people when they do that for you, because they are putting themselves out there. Because if you don't act on it and follow through with a person, or you take advantage of the person they connected you with, and it doesn't look bad on you, it looks bad on the person who made the connection,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
that's happened before. I mean, because not every time is going to be golden or whatever,
Right.
but
Exactly.
I really like being able to do that for people, even if it doesn't always mean like I'm going to sit down and have coffee once a week with every single person that I feel like this is a valuable person, and they need a little help here or something. But if there's anything that I can do to help somebody who shows some potential, then why not help them? Which I think can be a form of mentorship. It doesn't always that doesn't have to be like your one main mentor though. Um, like
Yeah.
I've had the same career mentor that's my main person since 2004, but so many other people have floated in and out, or um, connected me to somebody, or done something along the way, which that stuff's super valuable.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe what seems kind of, because I was having this conversation earlier when we was filming today about like maybe mentoring individuals. Maybe it may seem so simple to you, but literally to other people, when you mention that, they just are completely overwhelmed,
Mhm.
even thinking that they can do that. So, I mean, maybe that is a conversation that needs to kind of start rebuilding, just within Arkansas. What does mentorship look like? Because every mentorship uh, connection doesn't look the same. It's literally whatever the mentor feels like the mentee needs, and whatever the mentee desires of the mentor. And sometimes, like myself, like, I had a mentor within an African American Male Initiative Program when I was a freshman. And, I had a mentor, and he knew that he didn't need to be in my face all the time, asking about, am I getting my schoolwork done and stuff like that. Cause that wasn't what I needed him for as a mentor. What I needed him for which I didn't even know I need, and he pulled it out of me, is really pushing myself to be more than just a college student, but realizing all the opportunities and the doors that I can open by putting myself out there and being involved, whether it's community service, which is one of the main things he pushed, and then also just just being involved like with different organizations and seeing how that can help you on a character development type of vibe. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I say, to me, I just feel like, hey, if somebody want, just talk to them, see what they want, see what you can or cannot do, and focus more on what you can and just move on from there. Like, no matter if it's even y'all talk once a month, but like,
Right.
30 minutes to y'all, you just promise that you'll respond to an email, especially if y'all not in the same state or city, and you're a busy person. But, it doesn't take much. And I will say that, I've had certain people that will say certain things, not directly towards me, but just in conversations. Well, they may be busy or they may be doing this. And it's like, I would agree with you, but I happen to just to know, especially someone in particular that is super busy, and that individual even takes out time. Like, he may not even respond back to my text like within the same day, but at least within that week he's going to respond. And not only that, when the messaging or the conversation starts, he's engaged and make sure to remind you like, hey, make sure you continue to do this and hold me accountable. So, and that's not even a mentor standpoint. That's just more so someone who's slightly older than me that's willing to just be there as much as he can in his realm. I know that I can't do what I used to do, especially in undergrad with me being married and having these things on my plate. And so I'm constantly trying to find in different ways, how can I help? And to be honest, I will say that honestly, this organization is one of those things, me trying to find a different way, because like I said, like, um, it can get discouraging as someone who wants to be a mentor that knows after a while, like, your service or the impact can almost run out, and because you really care and you want that individual to be as good, if not better than you. And so once you feel like, they're as good or as better, um, and you don't know how else to help them, even because you know that they can be way better, it does kind of eat you up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just continue to push myself on the creative end. And, me earning a mentor within the industry is not only just me, but whatever I get from that person, that he'll speak it to a better, like an even better level, and build my knowledge and stuff. Now I can be very impactful back home here in Arkansas. And it just keep on going, because the next person and the next person. Because it's kind of like I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, man, this organization, bro, do you realize, like, one young girl, like, she can be going to all these different workshops you end up putting on and everything like that, grow up, move forward, and one day she can earn an Oscar, and basically she can be thankful because for your organization, just because you helped build that path for her and develop that pipeline for her to get to even where she wanted to go. Even though, of course, you still got to put in the work, but just that opportunity and that thought. So yeah, mentorship.
Yep. Yeah, and
Okay.
and I think like that idea of, well, what if they outgrow me and I can't help them anymore? Like, I would say for me, when that happens, because that's happened to me, because I mentor a lot of people too, but I always try to view that as, then that just means I'm doing my job,
Right.
because that just means that I've done everything I can do. They've grown, and now it's time. It's like, they're leaving the nest. And it's like, and then that's another reason that I try to build as many connections as I can and have a good base of people and organizations and agencies and whatever to refer them to, because there is no way I can meet everyone's needs.
Exactly.
It's impossible. I mean, that's why like your nonprofit exists, and all other things. I've had like a college student before who was one of those. She had some issues and emotional needs and whatever. She was very needy, and she was bringing all of her needs to me. And you got to set boundaries if you're a mentor. I'm like, I love you and I want to help you, but I cannot be your end all be all. And so you need socialization. You need friends. So I want you to go join this and get it with these people and have friends. You need help with school. I can't be your tutor. I'm your faculty member. You need to go get tutoring from this organization.
Right.
You need help with this. You need to go talk to the counselor. You need help, like, it's my job sometimes to just, as a mentor, connect people to what they need, not necessarily be the one that, like, I can't be the end resource for everything. I mean, just simply don't have enough time to do all that. But I think that's part of the fear that people have about being a mentor, is that that's what they see in their heads. It's like, bringing all their problems and they have to be the solution,
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And especially within the Black community, especially in the South, like we're known to have a village, but when it comes to certain levels in the village, having mentorship in the medical field or film or certain things like that, I think that's when it starts to get a little shaky, because you have some individuals like, man, I just got here and I'm still trying to figure things out. So, I don't want, I don't want to be leading you. I'm trying to figure things out while I'm trying to help you. And I don't know if I can focus that the way, I don't know if I can work that out the way it needs to work out, for you, and then just in general, like, across the board, like across races, at the end of the day, you do have individuals that literally, they have the mindset of, you're nobody until you're somebody. I feel like definitely in society now, like that's going on now. So really, it doesn't even matter like what professional career you're in. You're a nobody until you're somebody to somebody. The moment that your film is trending, okay, now I need to reach out, because now, I'm a producer that wants to give, you my ear now. I want to see what you're about. When 1 or 2 years ago, that same individual came to you talking, and it's like, hey, like, I'm interested, just talk, nothing demanding or anything like that. Or, that person that's in the engineering field that, wanted to know more about a certain field or whatever like that, or the criteria that a certain individual went by to build themselves up to be, really good at what they're doing in the industry. And so I feel like that's what almost kind of defeats or water downs like the whole experience and the benefits of mentorship, because it's like everybody's waiting till that person is someone to know, instead of getting to know that person first off and see how it goes. Because that's how it was when you and I met. Like, it was a good space. Nobody was mean to each other, listen to people, and it was just a good environment. But you didn't wait till close to the end of the program to inquire more about who I was. You had side conversations with me, wanted to ask different questions, and that's all. That's how it starts, and that's why it's this whole weird thing. I feel like now with the whole generational thing, like ever since media started talking about millennials, it's like everybody want to come after us. And literally, if you look on the news, if if you look and see who's truly being impactful, it is our generation. Like, we're killing it, you know. No, we're not perfect, but we're doing a lot of things, and we're actually fixing a lot of things that was messed up from past generations. And we're challenging the system, and so and some people fear that, and I don't get it. You know, it's okay to have not been that person, but you can't help that person continue doing what you didn't think to do or were capable of doing. It's okay. You can still be a part of the solution, you know. Um, yeah, man, I'm just big on mentorship. Like, I literally would not be where I am today if I didn't have mentors. When I was in undergrad, when I'm in higher ed now, um, you know, and stuff like that. So, and I know, especially when it just comes to the arts, being able to have that one person that's doing what you desire to do or in the space that you want to be in, that can just simply, if anything, tell you how they think about your project or your work or your idea. It means a lot, you know, and literally it's one of those things too, like you said, like, because I'm a lot of my friends know I'm big about this. I may not be able to help you directly, but I should be. I love being able to know I know this person that I at least can connect you with and should be able to help you way more than I can. And that's what it's all about too. Sometimes as a mentor, you may not even help them with actually what they are trying to do in life career wise. You're just a plug for them and their advisor. Like, they ask you check in with them, that's how they're doing, and just going from there. But then, say if they do have an issue or a question or something like that you know that's completely out of your, you know, professional field or nothing like that, like, you know, someone connect them. Just don't leave it as like, I don't have time or I don't know. Like, that is a big pet peeve of mine. Okay, if you don't have time or whatever, who do you know that possibly does have time? Like, don't be selfish with this person's time that they're trying to give you, you know?
Yep.
So yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
speak the same language. That's one of mine too. You know, like all the time I have people on LinkedIn who send me, and I feel sorry for them because I understand why they're doing it, but like, they've learned that you're supposed to like personalize the request and it's kind of salesy, and they'll be like, do you have time to get on a 30-minute call, explorative call or something, you know, like we could just learn about each other's businesses. I'm like, no, I don't, you know. I'm like, I'll tell you what, no, I really don't do those because I don't have time to do those, but I will accept your request to connect. Why don't you just look through my friends on here? Because I'm connected to lots of people,
Right.
and you can just see, like, I bet that there's a lot of friends that I have on here who probably fit like your target audience, and you're welcome to connect with them. Like, I'm like, sometimes that's all I can do for somebody is
Yeah.
go ahead and connect and then let them have access to my list of connections. But I'm like, I'll try to do something for somebody as long as they look like
Right.
a legitimate person and not like some crazy fake profile or something.
Right.
But you know, I feel like, yeah, doing something to help somebody or tell them about another organization that can help them something, not just leave people hanging out there when they're legitimately trying to get help or build their business or, you know, move forward.
Yeah. And, you know, I was at this play. It's an awesome play. I can't wait for it to be, you know, public. And man, one of the lines, and I'm paraphrasing, that was mentioned was that sometimes people don't realize, because it was an analogy, like understanding, just because, like, say if someone's candle is not lit and they need some fire, and you have fire on your candle, when you share that fire with that candle, it doesn't mean that your light is going to go out. And like, when he said that, I was like, exactly like how I feel. But like, some people just feel that the moment they take away, the moment they share the energy that they're giving solely on themselves to someone else, that they feel like their whole world is gonna flip upside down. And I mean, hey, what's for you is what for you. And if you have that much, if you're that insecure about your career and your place in life, then your foundation must be extremely weak. Extremely. You
Yes.
you you're not comfortable with how you got to where you are today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Which, I mean, and truly, and I think you probably share this sentiment, is that for me, I believe the root of that is all spiritual. And
Yeah.
that if your security is in God, then there is no territorial feeling that you have about anything, an idea, how you got to where you are, the secrets of your success,
Right.
or like the secrets of your business, or like, I mean, I tell anybody all day long, they want to know like something that I've shared whole 75 slide PowerPoint presentations with people before, that people are like, oh my gosh, you've shared that? I mean, that's your, intellectual property. You've shared that with people. I'm like, yeah. I mean, they might be able to use that to help their school. I don't know. I mean, I just am like, whatever. I'm not trying to like take over the freaking world here, you know. Um, pretty sure even if I tried, it wouldn't work. So I think I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay. Me and God are okay. Everything is okay.
Yeah.
But
It's
I know not everybody comes from that place or feels that way, but I'm glad I do. I wish for that for other people.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like, and that's what I'm hoping that, especially once, physically in a safe space, we can start doing things, on the physical standpoint, with Anthem. But that's one of the main goals that I have, is just I really want the organization to really just bring, especially creatives, a lot of creatives together to come and support people. Because definitely when it comes to filmmaking, like, it is not a one man show or one woman show. Like, you literally need a team. Now, um, for the most part, I mean, I'm pretty much put together like 95 to 98% of all three of my short films and projects that I do for people. And, I've had, like, good friends to help me out with audio, scheduling, just input on things, acting as a producer in a sense for certain projects. But, when it comes to getting it done, from like directing, writing, editing, filming things, like, that's been me. And honestly, that's something that I look forward to, long as it's for me to, go deeper into film, to finally, like, all I need to focus on is being a director. And I just show up, I meet with my DP, I might meet with the set designer, uh, check in with the actors and everything. But, overall, like, uh, my main thing is just directing, which I have things that I want to write as well, but most of the things I want to write, I want to direct it. And yeah, and so yeah, it's something. And like I said, I just want to be able to, bring a lot of individuals together, share great stories, of people of color, because, I feel like, especially with the major studios, they have finally learned that it's either you open up to unique, authentic stories, and the whole recycling thing is making you lose a lot more money, um, than you realize. Um, that's honestly why Netflix has became, like, so big. Like, the endless, like, it's so funny when this, sadly, some more deaths, police brutality, start to rise, again recently, a lot of industries are like, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna put, Black films up on our website where you'll see it first and everything like that. And it's like Netflix already had a Black section before everybody else. Like, then they even have a podcast called Strong Black Lead. Like that's been going on for over a year. So no matter, I know some people look at different deals. Like I'm not fully into that realm to understand a lot of other things that, some filmmakers or whatever like or whatever. But when it comes to telling different stories, cool stories, unique stories of people of color, especially of Black people, that's cool and not degrading, like Netflix has been killing it. And that's why they're soaring. And that's why, or even with other streaming services, when they came along, people's like wondering what's going to happen. It's like they're going to be just fine because the stories that they're willing to tell is not going to be told by everybody else. So
Wow.
yeah, which I guess you could say like, hey, hopefully one day Netflix will see this and like, hey, let's talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that,
But like
but yeah,
Netflix and the tags on this so that they'll
yeah, like, hey, Netflix, talk to me,
Netflix executives.
right? I may have something, maybe.
I have to like Google who are the Netflix executives and tag their names in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Arkansas? Like, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well, okay, one last question for you. So, okay, in 2040, 20 years from now, is that 20 years from now? Oh my gosh. I wrote this question down and now I'm just realizing that that's 20 years from now. Oh, geez. Okay. So what are you going to be doing with your life? I mean, not that you know. What do you foresee?
I truly believe I will definitely be at my prime when it comes to serving or fulfilling my purpose at a higher level than I am now. Like everything that I would love to do for people or put in place for people or to just do because it's cool or it's expressive and everything like that. I look to be at my prime definitely by then. And hopefully not even in my prime, but I've been able to plant the seed in so many individuals or organizations or companies or whatever that's been willing to hear me out to where it's done grown to just another level. It gets kind of hard, like for someone like I'm 27, to be doing what I'm doing and trying to prove myself, in this type of society, like I said earlier, that I feel that you're nobody till you're somebody, besides, people like my family, um, wife, some friends, you yourself, and other people I meet along the way that's just willing to hear me out because they just want to, I guess. Or I just smiled the right way that day. I don't know. Um, but I just hope by that time that I don't have to rely. Well, not necessarily rely. I like the grinding that I put in now has led to some great things, and I feel like they are because everything is faith driven and spiritually driven. Like nothing is like I'm doing this because of money or something like that. Um, like even with my organization, like none of us are getting paid right now, and yeah, we'll reach capital at one point to where we can have salaries, but hey, the moment that hey, I'm deep into film or I have other things going on that really it's just extra money, like that's a job for someone else and I can just be a board member, or say I whatever is meant to be, but it's like I'm not money or financially driven in anything that I'm really doing right now. Like Rebels Ambition, like I didn't create that to make money, even though creating stories, in that space will give me money. But, I just wanted to tell stories, but hey, push forward to where, hey, well, you know, in the meantime, you're going to be producing these things for different people, and money's going to come out of it. Which I feel like is just a great example of that, you know, passion to bring the paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Know? And so that's why, you know, I let what I'm passionate about carry my purpose, and I am a living witness to, like, as I've been seeking my purpose and trying to fulfill my purpose, and let my passion guide me and my ambition push me. Um, you know, the money has came. Like, no, I'm nowhere near. For those who don't know me, I'm working in higher ed for a reason. I'm not making a whole bunch of money or nothing like that or whatever, but I have benefited on a personal level and sometimes financially by just sticking what I want to do, how I truly feel about things, and not degrading myself or lowering my standards
Yeah.
uh, just to make it by,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah.
You're a good egg, Corrigan.
I try.
I love watching your journey.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you in 20 years. The real question is, how many kids are you going to have by then?
Woo. You know, that is a great question that I don't know how to even answer because, yeah.
You might be so busy it will be 0, but it might be 5.
And you know what? 5 is my favorite number. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
I doubt it'd be 5. I doubt it'd be 5 just because um, I'm big on making sure that my wife is being able to pursue the things that she wants out of life. So on top of everything else that we're doing, um, well, I'm doing or whatever, I actually, you know, produce my wife's YouTube channel show. It's called Veggie Me Please. And so that's been really fun, a lot of fun doing it. And that's something that we can't wait as far as other components to actually start doing. Like, we actually have stock footage of restaurant visits that we've done, but we're sitting on that. But just because it almost kind of doesn't make sense, because when you talk about certain restaurants, we talk about sitting down in them. We don't talk about getting in and going and stuff like that. So, but I say all that to say is, you know, I definitely want to have respect and keep an open mind to, you know, whatever she wants to pursue as well. And, you know, we had a lot of talks about it. I don't know. It's whatever happens. I doubt it'll be 5. You know, I doubt it will. You know, I might have 5 other things. Like, I don't know, like 5 cameras or
Puppies.
puppies. I don't know, shoes. I don't know, something. Definitely won't be cars. I'm not that frugal of a person, but.
Okay, so also tell me before we close, what is your website for your nonprofit?
Yeah, so it's www.theamfaa.org.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I'll include that. I'll include the link to that in the little blurb underneath this video on YouTube, and also in the article that accompanies this video.
Cool.
Okay, thank you for joining me today. This was really a great conversation, and you know, I'm sure we chased the rabbit trail of mentorship. I don't know if everyone enjoyed that as much as we did, but we enjoyed it.
Right. They like, hold on, this is supposed to be about film stuff? What is
Yeah,
mentor?
that's okay. And I did want to throw out there, if you ever are looking for somebody to help you write a song and produce a music video to go along with the idea of Revels Ambition, I would totally be up for that. Because when you were talking about the song Ambition and Revels Ambition, in my head, I was trying to not laugh, but I was smiling a lot. I don't know if you noticed, but in my head, I was like, waka, 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 which I just had to throw that in there.
Okay.
I'm sure that I tried not to say it because you looked so serious. I was like, I would ruin it right now if I said that.
Yeah, I had a look like, man, like.
But I had all that coffee before we started talking, you know, so I couldn't help it that in my head that I was doing that.
Cool. I'm open to it.
And I
So
have some really good dance moves and stuff.
okay. Okay.
So just so you know.
All right. Don't talk too much now, because I
I
got a
mean,
web series that I'm working on soon, and if I have some parts, you got to be a part now.
I seriously can dance, believe it or not.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm
I will
writing.
totally break out some dance moves and my little turntable.
Okay. Okay. You sign yourself up. So when I send you this notice,
Oh my gosh. That would make my whole life. That would be better than publishing a book,
okay.
is if I got to be in a video, especially a dancing video.
Oh, you're signed up. I know exactly what I'm going to put you in. I'll send you the details soon.
My life is made. Seriously.
And lucky for you, is actually a musical episode that's going to be in my web series. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Miss Monisa actually hinted to the artist during one of our sessions in the beginning. Yep. There you go.
I'm totally in.
Cool. Look at that, people. Yep.
Okay. I know
Cool.
everybody's gonna love this video. Probably should have stopped recording before I started doing all this, but that's okay. Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Corrigan.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys have to make sure to check out Corrigan's nonprofit organization and Revels Ambition if you need a promotional video that's very serious and not with me doing all my terrible musical stuff. And also, if you need any help with your business with writing and other serious things that I do, you're welcome to contact me, BethanyWallaceCo.com. And please be sure to check out the links to his website and to buy tickets for the film festival that is coming up September. What are the dates?
17th through the 19th.
September 17th through 19th.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, and we'll be in touch soon.
All right. See y'all. Peace.